Hi there, my name is Toby and today I want to talk about meditation, and this I think is the most advanced meditation practice, which is meditation on geometry. Now this is quite incredible really. Geometry is very deep. It's the fundamental, the underlying structure of the universe. And really geometry is metaphysics. It's not physics. If you think about it, geometry is only in consciousness. You visualize it. Later on, you create it in reality. So geometry and mathematics both are not physical, they are metaphysical. And that is the underlying order or law of the universe. The very way the universe is formed. It's all geometry, we can see it. But geometry is metaphysics. So this comes first, and that's why we do this in meditation. And there is a new practice, relatively new, I can't remember what it's called, but these guys, what they do, they create very elaborate, complex, three-dimensional geometries. So these are properly calculated, very detailed, very difficult to make, and they make them out of wire, and then they hang them up in the air and just very gently spin them round. And you're supposed to look at them, watch them in your meditation. And the idea is when you watch this moving perfect geometry, it realigns you, reprograms you. And it's very powerful. But this is ancient. If you look back, look at yoga. There's a whole practice of yoga. You've got the Sri Yantra, very famous pattern geometry in yoga. You see it all over the place. And they meditate on that, visualize it. Same in the Tibetans, they do sand mandalas. They make these mandalas, very difficult patterns. And they take days and days to make them because they're meditating on them. But then, interestingly, the Tibetans, at the end, they sweep it all up. They destroy it. They have another ceremony. And that is really the highest meditation. Beyond geometry, you go beyond everything into the total abstract, the unconscious mind, the ultimate Zen. So there's no geometry there. You disappear into the infinite or the infinitesimal. But that in a way is easy. We can all do that. The highest meditation we can all do, that is the Zen, disappear, unconscious. But this one I'm talking about is the most advanced because it's the hardest. It's very difficult. Imagine the Sri Yantra. Most people, that's the most famous one in yoga. They've got posters of it. You have to memorize it. And then you have to sit in meditation and visualize this thing powerfully. You create the structure around you. And you'll see ancient temples, not only Hindu temples everywhere, and they're having very similar patterns to this Sri Yantra. Again, it's technology. All this is technology. It's the same stuff. And then in the Tao, again they do it in the Tao, visualize many different things in the Tao, but of course they will visualize the yin-yang symbol. That's the most famous one. Everyone knows the yin-yang. Yeah, but that is a practice. That is a serious meditation. You have to visualize that symbol. And then you have to overlay the symbol in your body. So the yin-yang here in my heart chakra, or it might be here in my belly. Low down in the belly, you visualize the yin-yang and then visualize it spinning. And they have the pakwa, octagon. You have to again visualize it, and they visualize it at different angles around the body. What they're doing is creating geometry, structure, but they're doing it with consciousness. You see, meditation, you are focusing your consciousness, but what? What do you focus it onto? Well, there's several things, but I would say the most advanced is this one, geometry, which I'm talking about. But I'm going to lead up to this. I'm going to give you some simple practices at the end that we can all do, because this is quite difficult. Even visualizing an octagon is difficult. And they'll visualize the octagon with the pakwa, with the yin-yang in the middle, but they'll also memorize the I Ching, the book. And the I Ching has got these mathematics, trigrams. So it's 3 broken lines and 3 solid lines. And on the pakwa, they'll have 6 of these all around it. They'll memorize them all, and then they'll visualize the whole thing. Boom! So it's so powerful because this is mathematics, and it connects to a universal truth, the very way that the universe actually works. And when you visualize it, and you visualize it in 3-dimensional geometry around yourself, 'self, 'inside your body, it's extremely powerful. You're going way, way back to the fundamental structure of the universe and how consciousness creates the universe. You're creating fundamental geometry around you. But resonant geometry, it resonates with the whole universe. So it brings a lot of power. And again, they're all doing it, like I said, even if you look at Reiki. Reiki is quite relatively modern, but they draw symbols. Again, they're drawing writing. They'll draw symbols and they'll draw it in the air. And the original Reiki people, they learnt it. They had to memorize these symbols. They weren't allowed to write them down. You have to memorize the entire symbol and then visualize it. So you actually had to visualize this thing so powerfully and then draw it in the air. And all writing was like that. Even the yogis would do it. You've got the Om symbol. You have to memorize it, visualize it. The writing is a meaning to it, but the formation of that movement is something more. It's connected. There will be mathematics in there. Again, even though it's artistic, they're all different. There will be the golden ratio. That's the secret. That's the thing that connects everything. If you analyze these symbols, you'll see golden ratio in it. All of them. Somewhere. That's the secret. It's that proportionality, and it's so powerful. This is the grand unified theory. The golden ratio is the very proportionality between metaphysics and physics. The whole universe is built on this golden ratio. It's very deep. So we visualize this geometry, and now you can visualize writing, and of course you've got sound. But let's build it up. Let's step back a bit. The very first thing in meditation we can do is bring our consciousness into our body. We feel it. So it's not even visualization yet. You're just trying to feel your body. You feel the breathing. Just feel it. Feel it with me as you're sitting there. So that we can do. It's not visualizing. Now, the second thing you might do, okay, you could. This could be second. You could have chanting. Om. Again, you're doing something physical, but you're listening now. You see, it's not so much that you make the sound, you're listening to the sound. Om. And you're feeling the sound resonate in your body. You're feeling it. You're still feeling. Sound is a vibration, a movement, but that's a feeling. So that might be the second thing you do in meditation, but it's always bringing it inwards to your body. It must be going inwards to you, your soul. It's not daydreaming. Daydreaming is going off. So the third thing you might do is visualize, starting to visualize, and you visualize light or color. Same thing. So again, you might do the whole thing. Try it. Visualize a green light in your heart chakra. And the green light is shining, resonating through your body. But it's a light, it's bright. And you're chanting, so you feel and listen to the sound. But you close your eyes, you feel your body, you feel it. And you visualize the green color, you see it. Close your eyes, you're visualizing it. It's in consciousness. Metaphysics only. And it's what they're talking about, opening the third eye. There's nothing difficult about this. We can all do it. This is what we're doing right now. Visualizing color until you see it. It gets brighter and brighter. And what happens is what I call spontaneous imagination. See, we can all imagine it. We start it off, visualize green, imagine it. But at some point, it's like, I see green. It really pops in your head. That you would call opening the third eye. But you created that. We can all do it. Just keep building the imagination. Work on it in deep relaxation. And eventually it pops into your head. Spontaneous imagination. Spontaneous imagination or spontaneous visualization. That is opening the third eye. Comes from the energy. So you visualize the color. You've got the chanting, eyes closed. Now let's get to the next level, geometry. The very first, most powerful geometry we can use is the ball, the sphere, the orb. There's one here. This is the fundamental geometry of the entire universe. This is the geometry of infinity. We see it everywhere, the orbs, the psychic orbs. Now we've got the UFO orbs. Everything is an orb. It's the most efficient geometry for space. Has to be a sphere. So that geometry is easy to visualize. So you start again now. Om. Now let's visualize again green, keep it the same, in the heart chakra. But now visualize green as a ball, a sphere, inside your chest, behind the sternum, in front of the back of the spine, in the middle, a green ball. Om. You visualize the geometry, you see the light, you hear the sound, and you feel inside the shape. You feel it, you create it. But you've got to build the geometry, a little ball. A little ball. So now we're reaching to the next level, geometry. Now we can try another one. Let's expand the bubble up outside the whole body. So now we've got a big ball. Again, still a sphere, nice and easy. So now when we do the meditation, you visualize again the green color, but the green color fills up this entire sphere around you. Om. You visualize the green, create the geometry, hear the sound, you chant with me, you've got to do it with me, and feel it. Feel the vibration echo through your body. You must, again, always at the beginning, inside your body, but your body resonates outwards to fill up this bubble, this sphere. So now you're creating geometry. So this is the fundamental geometry, again, that we can all do. The first one, internal, is building your consciousness, your soul power. And in the Tao they do this, they create all different colors, very small, like a pearl. You'll shrink it down to a pearl. So once you've got this ball, typically they'll build it in the belly. We were doing the heart here. I like the heart chakra because that is the seat of the soul. The center of your emotions are here. It's a midpoint between consciousness and matter, the heart chakra. But they'll do it in the belly. You build it in the belly as well, more powerful. It's a physical energy. You build a ball of energy in the belly. That's very typical in Tai Chi, Qigong. They do that. In the Tao, they do that. But it's still a ball of energy, and then they'll shrink it down to a pearl, tiny little glowing pearl of light, and then you will circulate this pearl around and around. So that's the next level we could do. So again, you close your eyes, just imagine a tiny pearl of energy, and it's going up the back of the spine, over the head, down the front of the body, between your legs, between the perineum, up the back of the spine again, all the way up and down. A little pearl of energy, light, going up and around and around. And again, that's why you see in the Chinese thing a dragon. They'll have a dragon with a pearl. Very, very common, imagery. Because the pearl is this pearl of energy and the dragon is the spine. So you activate the dragon. It's the same as the kundalini, energy going up the spine. A little pearl, you create it. But that is geometry. It's geometry. But it's inside your body. Inside your body. And now the next one I think we could do, and again, we can all do this quite quickly, and I think it's an extremely powerful one. It's the one I've been talking about, is you visualize your physical body. So you know your body. You can even look at yourself in the mirror and then close your eyes and try and remember what you see and feel it. So you're actually visualizing your physical body. At the same time, you're feeling inside it. And at the same time, you visualize light. So now your physical body becomes an energy body. But your eyes are closed, you visualize it. We can do it now, again, with the chant. Om. Now you can have green light if you want, but any color light. It could be white light. I also do white light, that's easy. White light is all the colors. So you might visualize a white light or a golden white light, like the sunshine. Om. So you make the sound, you feel inside your body the vibration, you visualize the light and the geometry, the shape of your body, but at the same time you feel your body and put yourself in a good position. Sit up nice and tall, stretch out a little bit. So I'm holding the arms up in the embracing the tree position. It's a very simple neutral position that activates a lot of energy. So it comes naturally to me. But I'm doing the same thing. I'm visualizing my body holding this position. So whatever your body is doing, your consciousness is in it. You're creating the geometry of the body. So you're unifying your body and mind together. Okay, you relax now if you're meditating with me, just relax. So you see what I'm saying? It's still visualizing geometry, but reality, the geometry of your body. But the next thing is you visualize it perfect as you wish it to be. So especially if you're sick or your body is imperfect, none of our bodies are perfect. We've got so many damages, whatever we got. But the energy body, you visualize it perfect. Even if you've got a missing limb. See, I would still say if I had a missing arm, I had a, prosthesis. If I had a, an artificial limb, I would still visualize it full of light, complete. So if this arm was artificial, I would still visualize a perfect energy body. I would fill this artificial arm with energy. The same, my consciousness will go into it. Because the energy body is directly under your control. That is metaphysics. But physics will follow metaphysics. That's why we do it. And then if you want to get more and more advanced, we connect to the deeper cosmos. So now we're talking about the connection between physics and metaphysics. We can visualize an egg shape. Now an egg is again the fundamental geometry of the universe, but it's the metaphysical universe. Again, it's a combination of metaphysics and physics, the top and the bottom of the egg, but the proportionality is the golden ratio. So the egg is this perfect geometry representing the golden ratio. And the ancient Egyptian philosophy, they believed that was the universe, formed from an egg. So again, in meditation, you visualize an egg around you. They'll have this in Hinduism as well. You visualize the geometry. Again, let's do it with me now. Sit nice and tall. So your back is straight. Pull the belly in a little bit. Bring your hands together in a loose, gentle prayer palm in front of your heart chakra. Lift up your shoulders. Lift up your rib cage. Pull them up and back a bit. Chin in. Tongue touching the roof of the mouth. Breathe deeply to the back of the ribs. Again, pull the belly in. And then we'll do a chant, Om. But as we do the Om, visualize an egg around you. So it's above your head and below your feet, a big egg, but three-dimensional. Create the geometry, fill it with light, feel your body sitting inside the egg. Visualize this. You create it with your consciousness. That's what meditation is. So ready, let's do it. And again. Visualize the size of it. Create the area. Again, allow it to be perfect. Perfect representation of the golden ratio surrounding you. But inside the egg, you create the energy. It's filled with light, filled with energy, filled with sound. And it's all focused inwards to your heart chakra. You're imploding inwards, but you're creating energy in this bubble. Again, last one. Deep breath in. And relax. So I'll be very curious to see how you felt with that. Do let me know in the comments or questions, any questions also below. But this is basically what we're doing. And then more advanced ones, if you want, you can try visualizing the yin and yang. That's quite easy. But inside your body, spinning. You can try visualizing different colored balls of light, moving them around. Finding different energies, different internal organs. That's what the Tao will do. Your heart, your liver, your lungs. Each one will have a different energy, different color. They'll collect it into a ball of light, move that around, and then combine them into a more powerful one. Or again, you could do the more advanced yogic practice. Look at the Sri Yantra. Well, there's loads of symbols. Look at the Sri Yantra. Try to visualize it and then close your eyes and see if you can hold it inside your mind. Even just the echo of it, but you're sitting in the middle of it. It's around you in 3 dimensions. And you can try in different planes, this way, that way, above you, below you. You see, at the very least, you're doing brain training. It's incredible brain training trying to visualize geometry, but you're visualizing it in and around yourself. That's why it's creating energy. So I hope this made sense. Thank you so much for listening to me, and do let me know, as I said, any questions or comments, or share your experience of the meditation below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in any of these other videos here.